I think this afternoon's keynote around environmental sustainability and responsibility was really inspiring, and to hear Sarah and Caitlin talk so brilliantly and positively actually about how we can all be making a difference within the context of our own organisations, whether we're from small scale, mid scale, large scale, or even if we're independents and freelancers. Actually, movements and positive change starts with you and the individual. And for me, that was really inspiring to hear, because normally you come away from watching a film about sustainability and climate change, or going to see a piece of theatre that's really catastrophic. But the thing that I left this afternoon feeling was, a sense of hope, I guess, and positivity. So it was really refreshing to hear both of them talk about how it starts from personal change and how you yourself can be an agent of change and instigate these new steps forwards, which feel very small but actually add to a bigger, greater thing and a collective sense of responsibility.
It was quite nice to kind of realise that it feels complicated to a lot of people. I think I kind of went in thinking, wow, I'm going to be overwhelmed by a lot of this, but to know that there's that shared experience in the room, and like when we were talking about environmental impact, it doesn't have to just be like your carbon footprint. It could go as far as I was thinking of how could Fierce connect with the local community to maybe empower the community to want to change their environmental impact also.
We work at a community centre and we work with a lot of vulnerable people, and a lot of our practice is through doing food parcels and getting like second-hand food from supermarkets. That's going to go to waste, otherwise we take that on board. So it was interesting seeing all of these big topics and big things we can implement that I didn't really already recognise as a company that we were already doing. Because it's just part of our nature and part of our practice. So I think I've taken away that we need to spread the word about what we're doing more so that other companies can do the exact same thing.
It's interesting because my reaction to the term environmental responsibility is it's not enough. I think we're all trying to be as responsible as we can, but I want us to go further. And how I would define the discussion of environmental responsibility is that's a baseline. Thinking about and building in how we consider planet as well as people into our projects, programs, organisations is the baseline. It's how do we actually step up and think about moving towards more care-centred ways of organising with movements towards climate and environmental justice.
And I also think it comes back down to your values and your mission and your vision as an organisation. All of our work is created in response to a societal need or challenge. So by that way, all the work we create is in response to the environment, to sustainability, to multiculturalism, immigration, etc., etc. So if you are, as an organisation, making work that is relevant and inclusive, then I think sustainability just comes as part of the fold.
But I think there is a problem when artists get invited to make work about climate change, and that work is instrumental and that it's about behaviour change directly, because it kind of forces the art into a space that's about having to do something, and I'm not sure that that's always a happy relationship.
How do we actually build new ways of doing things and create art that's actually about centering the planet and our ecosystems as part of the work that we do? And we've spoken a lot today about we need to kind of stop thinking about ourselves as itemised individuals, but part of this collective and the well-being collective informs how all of our own personal health and well-being. The planet needs to be on top of that too. We all exist within an ecosystem, and we need to start thinking like that.
The most helpful thing was obviously them talking about green hushing and having sort of I think it's a confidence, because from a small company standpoint you think, we do all these things by nature, but actually we need to be having the confidence to shout about these amazing things that we're doing and spreading the word, absolutely, and not being so shy about it because it's a bit scary.
We need to move past this culture of shame and punishment around environmental action. Like, you're not doing enough. It makes us all feel guilty and it stops action. We really need to move to where we're celebrating each other and calling each other in. If people are not doing enough, if people are we think, that's not good enough, that's not up to standard, we call them in. We work to educate each other and we work to share knowledge. Because I still sometimes feel like that. We all feel really guilty, and that's not helping us.
quite a lot of it's about empathy and trying to find ways that people can have empathy with across space, so in countries that they're not in, and across time for generations that they're perhaps never going to meet. And that's a challenge.